Yeah. The headline, my little headline, it says, "This is exactly how I feel." Diddy likely did all this shit. He likely did all this shit. So one of Diddy's attorneys, because you know in these situations when you're rich, you have several. One of his attorneys opted to recuse himself from representing Diddy, saying under no circumstances can he represent this man. No circumstances at all will he represent Diddy. For a criminal defense attorney to stand up and recuse himself of a situation like that, it must be it's something so egregious that this attorney cannot find it in himself to be impartial and continue to represent this man.
Facts.
I remember growing up hearing about all the stories about how terrible of a person that Diddy was. And you didn't necessarily have to like hear stories to see it. Like when he got on Making the Band 2, 3, and I believe 4, and was acting a fool, he showed you that he really wasn't this great of a person. Then we got the Cassie video footage.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of confirmations. And then you also had the stories from 50 Cent, who's working on a documentary about Diddy, by the way. Where 50 Cent constantly said, "This is a terrible person. And I'm going to do everything in my power to let y'all know it's a terrible person."
Mm-hmm.
So Diddy is essentially facing a lot of charges when it comes to trafficking, right? FBI did a search and seizure, in one of his homes. It was 1,000 bottles of baby oil, which nothing good can come from that. There's allegedly some testimony. There's a giant bed outside of one of his residence. And then you got LeBron James, who used to say, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." We hadn't heard shit from him since all this came out. And it's just one of those things. These Diddy parties, apparently, like, all these people from all walks of life will come and engage in debauchery. A lot of Babylonian shit was going on at these parties. And I'll put it like this. Whatever crimes he committed, because certainly crimes were committed, and the trafficking comes in with him providing women for these parties, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did this shit, right? The other thing is, who was complicit with him with setting all this shit up? Because he didn't do all this shit alone, right? And I think it comes into like, it's somebody of substance. When you hear stuff like this comes out, it's somebody of substance that you probably pissed off. And apparently it's some evidence implicating a lot of people that he had since he filmed everything. I really wonder how this is all going to play out over time. But what are your thoughts on Diddy losing one of his attorneys?
Hey, he did that shit, bro. Whatever they accusing him of, he did all of it, dog. Like, ain't no way, bro. This man is getting paid to say that you didn't do it. And it's like you said, bro. Whatever you did was so egregious that he was like, "I'm out." This man has probably, he's got to be a high-end lawyer. He's working for Diddy. This man has probably defended murderers, all that type of shit. And he probably did that without batting an eye. For him to walk away from this and basically try to grant himself immunity, you cooked, bro.
He was like, "Nah, man, I'm out of this shit. Yeah, I better not hear nothing. No, I don't want to talk about it."
You cooked, bro. Like, I've never liked the dude my damn self, man. But like you said, you just hear stuff over the years, and then like you said, the videos come out. Like I felt so bad for Cassie, man. And it's just like, nah, bro. Like I don't even know how you defend this man from the jump. I mean, obviously the money probably paying well, but morally. Like, there's no level that I could have stooped to been like, I'll fight for you, dog. Nah, bro.
Another issue I've had is the people telling the stories along with the creep shit. Now,
Right.
like, I understand people like Day 26 coming out talking about their trauma that they experienced, with how he treated them when it comes to music. I understand Chopper coming out talking about everything that happened with the band and how essentially a big part of them breaking up and why they weren't really pushed like that is because Diddy started messing with Sarah and stuff like that. Like, those stories I'm okay with. It's the egregious bullshit. And you hear people coming out, like Farnsworth Bentley. He has some semi come out and said there were some things going on, the elements of truth to this stuff. Now, 50 Cent, again, I've given him props because he's been saying it for years, but now all of a sudden everybody want to go out and talk. And that was my biggest issue with that R. Kelly documentary.
Right.
R. Kelly ain't shit to me. He ain't shit to me. He ain't been shit to me in a long time. You know, he's where he's supposed to be. It was how many people helped him to do that shit, and they come on as though they themselves are somehow victims, or they themselves are somehow above reproach because they're whistleblowers. That's what bothers me about that. Because you didn't, where was your morality when all this shit was going on? Now that the money is not where it used to be, or the shit has hit the fan, now it's time to talk. I can't respect it. And there's no amount of money that I'm willing to take that'll compromise me seeing something like so brutal is what Diddy's being accused of and what R. Kelly was accused and ultimately went to jail for. There's no amount of money that let me just be all right with this shit. And then y'all coming out here like y'all the heroes, man. Right. And to me, a lot of those parents in the R. Kelly situation, they should be in jail too, because I know they work with them. I know they work with them. That's why they won't really talk about it. And it's one set of parents in particular whose daughter is no longer with us. I've always said they did it. I've always said they work with R. Kelly to get their daughter's career off the ground, and they sold that unfortunate woman. And I'm not gonna get into it because I don't know what the legalities are all that it's talking about, but you can read between the lines. Right. A very famous person who is no longer with us, I know their parents had something to do with everything that she went with.
Facts.
I very much, there's no other way around it. No other way around it. And yeah, when it comes to this, you know, I hear the people talking about keeping the black man down, all that kind of stuff. Look, man, I'm all about accountability at the end of the day.
That part.
And I don't care what color you are. You did some bullshit. I'm not about to try and circumvent the reality of what I've seen and the evidence that I've seen over the years of trying to prop you up and make you look a certain way and try and rule that out or talk about what the white man is doing. And I'm not about to talk about that. Everybody, just like I feel like Diddy should be held accountable, I felt the same way about Harvey Weinstein. Right?
Right.
The other thing is, on the flip side, if you're exonerated, I feel like that should be as loud as when everybody was trying to accuse you of shit. And hardly anybody is talking about Jay-Z's innocence. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Hardly anybody. I didn't even know he got that the lawsuit was dropped until it was like a random tweet I saw.
Facts.
And that was it. It wasn't here's the link to the article and nothing like that, which is what I saw when he was initially accused.
All right.
Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. All right, man. So
U-GeekTV.